Should home sellers hire an inspector to check out their house before they sell it?
So that's called a seller procured inspection. There are some pitfalls. There's some positives and negatives, but we can get into it. There's the seller's disclosure. A seller is obligated to disclose any and all material facts that they know of. If the seller knows something, they have to disclose it. If something can be proven later that they knew about but didn't disclose, that's a problem. So going back to the seller procured inspection, it actually functions as a part of the seller's disclosure. If the seller pays for a seller procured inspection and receives that inspection, they are presumed to know all of those items that are found. Whether or not they knew about them beforehand, it would be something to be disclosed. When I work with people that have gotten the seller procured inspection, I make sure it's attached to the seller's disclosure because it's essentially part of the disclosure. I tend to prefer to have a buyer do their own due diligence because the buyer tries to say, well, I didn't have a chance to do an inspection. I had to take the one from the seller. You don't ever want to be in a case where if you're representing a seller, their seller's exposed because that buyer didn't have a chance to do their own due diligence. It gets a little sticky when you've got a really hot listing and there are 30 people wanting to write offers, or 43 as I had about a year ago, and there are inspectors crawling all over the house. If it's not a super hot market or not a super hot listing, I would prefer to have the buyer do their own for the reasons that we already talked about. But if it's a super hot listing, I think it really can be helpful because it saves wear and tear on the house and it evens the playing field for the buyers that are interested in writing an offer.